Alright guys, TouchGrobe back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far, and today we're going to be talking about the fan-voted CDL awards that happened over the last 24 hours or so. Some pretty exciting stuff in here. The most interesting part really is that for some reason, Gunless was removed from the images for some of the awards that the Chicago Huntsmen ended up winning. Not sure why this has happened. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below on this one really. Like if you guys enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's run through a few of them first before we get into the Gunless stuff then. So yesterday, Simp was announced as the Respawn Player of the Year, being Simp for this one. Obviously makes sense. Shotzzy won breakout performance. So this stuff was fan voted, I believe, before even the World Championship did kick off. So quite a while ago now. And of course, when there are fan voted awards, it's pretty understandable that the Chicago Huntsmen are going to take home a lot of these because they have the biggest fan base in Call of Duty. That's just to be expected. But some of the outcomes of this is, well, kind of surprising to me. Marksman of the Year was won by Waskin, so we've heard some discussions about him not potentially getting a team for next season, but certainly being one of, if not the best snipers in the league. Dashy did actually come back to this one and say, yeah, what are you playing at? Like, maybe he actually replied to, like, Illy. Certainly the better one is what he was saying. He replied to this. Wasker's a beast, but Inda is the best sniper in the game, brother. And, well, he kind of got ratioed a little bit. People weren't too happy about this one. And, yeah, I think fair play to Waskin for actually taking home the crown. And this one, definitely, in my opinion, was the most dominant sniper rifle over the course of the season. So fair play to him. Would be a shame if we don't see him in the CDL next season, but it is certainly looking like that is a more and more likely possibility by the day. The winner of the, well, two awards here from Dylan Envoy. Clutch of the Year being that ninja defuse he had earlier on. S&D Clutch Player of the Year also goes to Dylan Envoy, so congratulations to him for this one. We then get Comeback of the Year, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. So Comeback of the Year ended up being, understandably, the Huntsmen come back 5 rounds down to 0, the full sale. This is not something you see very often. The full sale refers to OpTic Gaming versus Complexity. Back at the full sale, like it was MLG Orlando 2013, OpTic Gaming went up 5-0 on Complexity on Express Search and Destroy in Black Ops 2. And, well, Complexity brought the comeback. It was Crimsix and Co. at the time against, actually, Scump on that OpTic Gaming lineup. And, well, they got the better of them this time around. And a full sale is a really, really rare thing, like the 5-0 comeback to 6-5 in Search and Destroy. Doesn't happen very often. Definitely deserved, I think, as kind of this like Comeback of the Year, and you can see here Envoy getting this like the 3-piece you got, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, they brought it all the way back and won this one in a 6-5 fashion. The incredible thing about this really is that for some reason they've only chosen 4 guys here in this image, right? Because Gunless was on the team at the time. I'm not exactly sure what the thought process is here, but Gunless wasn't too happy about it by any means, and understandably so, right? He was on this team with Envoy, with Arcites, with Scump, with Formal, but there was 5 guys on this team, right? And yes, the league is now going to 4v4, and you know, maybe they don't want to create confusion for people, but I don't understand. Like, Gunless was on the team. Why would you not put him in the image? You know, have they just kind of forgotten about him or whatever? And well, this is when Envoy kind of makes this ninja defuse right at the end here, and yeah, ends up getting the job done against a Minnesota Rocker. 6-5, full sale, comeback, unbelievable stuff. Gunless then says this: I let a lot of things slide, but like, what the hell is this? And certainly Gunless isn't too happy about not being in this image. Thanos snapped out of the pick. Wow. Huntsman and CDL hit me with the back-to-back Thanos snaps. I don't think I can recover from this one, because there's another one that this happens to in a couple of minutes time. Gunless on the receiving end of that once again. Arcites also says that 4v5 was crazy, while they made the 4v5 comeback all the way, like down 5-0, 4 versus 5, no Gunless even on the team. They made it work, and I thought this was kind of funny on the Reddit here as well. Anyone remember how good this team was? This, of course, being the Rise Nation team from the World War II days. They won the Seattle event, they won the Anaheim event just before this with the same squad. You've got Looney, Slasher, and TJ, of course, on the squad, and you know, cutting out Gunless here from the image in a similar way to what the CDL did in that image we just looked at right there. So a few more awards here. Rambo Ray wins like Mayor of Verdansk, yeah, for his like 1v1 victory he had in that individual event a while ago in like Big Bertha or whatever, which was kind of entertaining at the time. T2P, that being Scump and Formal, won the Duo of the Year award. No surprises here, of course. They did actually include both players in this one. Then also the Veteran of the Award. This was kind of interesting. Still got it. The best veteran goes to Scump. Of course, this is all fan choice awards. If it was like casters doing this or something, they'd have probably chosen someone like Clayster or something like that. But yeah, Scump obviously wins it. No surprises there. Crimsix goes like, oh damn, like we lost or whatever. It's okay, brother. I've accepted my role at never winning awards, but rings. It's fine by me. Role player for life. And yeah, Crimsix said tweets this out. A lot of the replies were not pretty to this one, and Maven even replied to this. Some of the responses to this, there was a small percentage of Huntsmen fans that need medical attention pediatrician or a psychiatrist ASAP. I just jokingly troll all of them, and I know they lose sleep over it too. That was easy. Word to Arsity. So yeah, pretty entertaining back and forth here really from Crimsix and Co on the Reddit. And then we get into this. So Dashy won the Fan Choice Award in terms of player to watch for next season. This is definitely a fair award. I think that a lot of players would have chosen this, or a lot of the casters, a lot of analysts would have chosen Dashy in this one because yeah, such a talented player, of course, in previous seasons. Going into this season, potentially on the Chicago Huntsmen again. Can he bounce back after a disappointing Modern Warfare season? Did win an event and was the MVP of the event at CDL Vegas when they won that event back at the start of the Black Ops 4 days. But since then, it's kind of been a downhill trajectory for his career. So big comeback potential for Dashy. Certainly understandable that he won this award. We then got the match of the year. That went to Ultra versus Atlanta FaZe when Methods won that 1v2 clutch in the grand finals to, well, game 5, round 11 to win Toronto Ultra their own home series. Definitely thought this was deserving as well. And then we went to Moment of the Year. And Moment of the Year went to the Celebration versus Empire the Huntsmen had right at the start of the season. The Minnesota launch weekend, Huntsmen played against Dallas Empire, and all this like trash was being talked really pre-season. Crimsix and Scump were going back and forth. Scump and Form were like, you know, they were firing across the main stage. It was a pretty hype moment, and it was a moment a year for a number of reasons, really, given I suppose it lit the fuel under the Dallas Empire to get to the point where by the end of the year they were undisputed the best team in the game, right? And yeah, they got better and better from that, and they weren't going to take that trash all year long. And Empire certainly turned it around. So for a number of reasons, I thought this was deserving as the moment of the year, but people seem to forget that Gunless was also on this team, right? Like, what is going on? Why is there only 4 guys here? Why have they used the same image? Gunless says, like, bro, they keep doing it. Who is running this account? You know, $300 million league, as he says right here. These posts cropping you out are just so insanely disrespectful, genuinely mind-blowing. I have no idea really why they're doing this. They better not bang my line for any fines next season. I will remember this. Definitely saying that he's on a starting team as well, like when we talk about Rostermania stuff, which maybe wasn't always the question. And JP then, of course, our analyst over the New York Subliners, says, you know, this is dirty, this is just sad, and I can't even believe they aren't even fixing the issue or even see the issue. They didn't even mention anything about this. They weren't like, yeah, sorry, Gunless, like, yeah, we should have respected you a bit more or whatever. They just completely ignore it and pretend it didn't even ever happen. Gunless says the Slasher World League would not have allowed this amount of disrespect. You know, the good old days back when times were simpler. So I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Why have they removed Gunless? Is it because it's 4v4? Obviously, he did get benched off the team, right? But he was on the team at the time when that moment of the year did happen and when they did that comeback as well on the Minnesota Rocker. So really surprising, really strange to me. Not sure what's going on there. Gunless not too happy about it. To be honest, for good reason. I'd be pretty fuming if that was me getting cropped out of these images. So just after these awards finished, we then had the 1v1 like all-star that just finished off, and Celium ended up winning this, taking down Clayster in the grand finals. Pretty entertaining to watch from what I did of it. You know, I didn't stay up too late to watch the entire thing, but Celium ended up winning it. And as Clayster says, damn, couldn't get past the last demon. Lost, 6-5, 6-5. Had a ton of fun in this tournament. Got second place and $10,000. I think Celium won like 15k or something. So pretty impressive. And yeah, Celium takes home the dub at the end of it. Clayster came second place. Celium ended up winning it. Envoy and Zuma third, fourth. Cammy, Scump, Shawnee, and Dashy in 5th through 8th position. Just to finish off with this funny little clip here, just from yesterday. So they had Methods on the stream on like day 2 or whatever. He's pretty entertaining, to be honest, to see on the desk. He has a few words for JCat right here, and JCat responds with, Zin's best champs placing is last. I am not worried about anything he says JCat, the now retired 2-time Call of Duty World Champion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you are new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
And I wanted to just call Ant out real quick, because I think he told me before the show he was playing against players like JCap in this speedball.
Yeah.
So a bunch of retirees.
Are you about to disrespect the retired legend himself,
Cap's one of my greatest friends.
World champion?
He's a GOAT, but I mean, if you play against me, it's a different story. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. All right, CDL team, please clip this and put this on Twitter on the CoD League account and at JCap in it.
No, don't do that.
At JCap in this tweet, because JCap could be playing right now. So.
I'm like, dude, Dylan on that map, he is like a grade A motherfucker on that map. Because I'm sitting there in the windows, you know, staring at B, you know, camping my ass off. Astro's like cranked out of my mind, you know, ears bleeding, and like. Then I see a smoke, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's him. It's him, bro. It's him. And Dylan comes flying. Like, you don't see where he goes in a smoke. You just see B getting depleted. I throw a nade. He's got fucking a trophy down already. I start shooting the smoke. One clip gone, another clip gone, not a single hit marker. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this guy, dude? And I'm like, and I just remember that. I'm like, Clay, you know what Dylan does, right? Like, do you kill him when he does that? And Clay's like, nah, bro, like that. I don't know. I pull out my knife and run at him, and we have a knife battle, dude. And I'm like, Kyler, you got to take smoke trophy, dude. And he literally switched it on the fly.